page 49, first paragraph. I was watching the bridge and the African-looking country of the Ebro Delta and wondering how long now it would be before we would see the enemy, and listening all the while for the first noises that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact. And the old man still sat there. So the narrator, while he was casually talking with this old man, he was keeping his eye on the other side of the bridge, from where he had got the information that enemy was advancing. So he was worried, but till now there was no sign of the enemy. Therefore he says, uh, listening all the while for the first noises that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact. So he was sitting there with all ears opened if the enemy attacks. So meantime he carries on the conversation with this old man and asks him, "And you have no family?" I asked, watching the far end of the bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank. So now, first he looked on that side of the bridge from which direction the enemy was going to approach, and then he looks on the other side of the bridge where the civilians were going to the safer places. And now almost everybody had crossed the bridge, and only a few last ones were hurrying down the slope of the bank. "What politics have you?" I asked. "I am without politics," he said. So we know that the common man has to do nothing with politics. So is this old man. He says, "I am without politics." That means he has no political views. Then again the narrator, who uh, is worried about the safety of this old man, he again it advises him, "This is not a good place to stop. If you can make it, there are trucks up the road where it forks for Tortosa." So he asks this old man to make little effort and cross the bridge. There he would get some trucks at the place where one road is going towards Tortosa, because he knew that soon this place will be under artillery attack. This is not a safer place. But the old man says, "I will wait a while, then I will go." So we know that this old man, who was 76 years old, he was completely exhausted by walking 12 kilometers. So still he was not able to move, to walk further. Then again he asks, "Where do the trucks go?" "Towards Barcelona." The narrator tells him that the trucks are going to Barcelona, which is a safer place. The old man refuses to go there. "Why? I know no one in that direction," he said. He is not ready to go to Barcelona because he doesn't know anyone there. "But thank you very much. Thank you again very much." But he thanks the narrator for giving him this information. So we see that this old man He is a polite person. He is courteous. Though he is in distress, he doesn't forget to thank him. Page 50, first paragraph. He looked at me very blankly and tiredly, then said, having to share his worry with someone. So we find here the narrator, the soldier, becomes a friend in need for this old man, with whom the lonely man shares his worries. And he says further, the cat will be all right, I am sure. There is no need to be unquiet about the cat, but the others. Now, what do you think about the others? So, the old man is not worried about the safety of the cat because he knows that cat is a clever animal. It can stay independent, but he asks the opinion of the narrator about the others, about the other animals. And the narrator is trying to console this old man. He says, why? They will probably come through it all right. He says not to worry about them. No harm will be done to them. They will also be all right. So he again says, you think so? He wants to confirm. He has a doubt. Narrator says he is trying to console him. He is trying to assure him. Why not? I said, watching the far bank where now there were no cars. So he is observing the situation and he finds that by now all left. That all had left that place and now nobody was visible. Did you leave the dove cage unlocked? I asked. Yes. Then they will fly. The narrator reassures this old man, since he had left the dove cage unlocked, they would fly to safety. Here, one thing to notice that the old man mentions pigeons, whereas the narrator speaks dove. It is because he might have forgotten that this man had pigeons, not the doves, or unmindfully he speaks this. Further, we find uh, this old man is to some extent is being convinced by the narrator that his dove, his pigeons will also be safe, but he lamented the fate of the two goats, who are timid animals, and they had nowhere to go. So he says, it is better not to think about the others. If you are rested, I would go, I urged. Get up and try to walk now. The narrator again urged the old man to get up and try to walk because he knew that this is not a safe place for him to stop. The old man tried to get up and walk, but he was too weak and tired that as soon as he got up, he swayed from side to side, means he staggered and sat down backwards in the dust again, repeating the words, I was taking care of animals. I was only taking care of animals. That shows he surrenders himself to his fate completely. Last paragraph. There was nothing to do about him. It was Easter Sunday and the fascists were advancing towards the Ebro. So by the end, the narrator foresees the old man's impending death. He thought that all the good luck that the old man would have is that cats could protect themselves, and since the day was overcast, it was cloudy, so the enemy, the fascists, would not launch their planes for air raid. He says it was a grey, overcast day. That means it was a cloudy day bad weather day with a low ceiling means clouds were very low. So there is a hope that planes would not be flying for bombardment. So there is no chance of bombardment from the sky. So there is a hope that the old man might escape. Thus the story ends with the old man's concern for the goats and the soldiers' concern for the man. The story ends with a hope that this old man might have been escaped since the enemy would not be able to launch their planes.